Hello, everyone. Welcome to another movie review. I'm here with my
Well,
good pal Ian. Say hello, Ian.
hey guys, and today we brought on my girlfriend Adelina, or Lean and Rio, as she's called on YouTube.
Hey guys, this is actually going to be my first review!
Hold up. Freeze frame.
So, she mentioned this was her first review, even though we did post our South Park Bigger, Longer, and Uncut review. You can go check that out. And that was the first review we posted, and this was recorded before we did that review and before we actually went to the movie. And Adelina. So yeah, this is actually some pretty dated information in terms of when it's releasing. So yeah, just wanted to mention that. Back to the video.
Yeah.
Yep, and so today's review is a bit different because it's not necessarily a movie or like an episode of a TV show. Well, it kind of is, but like it's more of a Japanese OVA, an anime. And this is one that I watched very recently, like back in March, and it's a very sweet movie. It's called Hello Kitty and Friends. Mom. I just said mom. It's Mom Loves Me After All.
Mom.
That's what I meant to say. My
Wait,
bad,
wait,
guys. I did
wait.
not.
Mom.
As I was saying, it's Mom Loves Me After All, not Mam Loves Me After All. I'm sorry. I did not mean to be funny there. That was not supposed to be funny.
But yeah, ever since I got Ian into Sanrio, he's been getting, like, into it, and he discovered
Into it.
this.
Yeah, I mean, I knew about it, but like, okay, I really got into Sanrio because of Hello Kitty, a popcorn machine on VR chat. But you did further influence me, so yeah. So it was
But
further.
yeah, he showed me it, and I almost cried because its message is very beautiful about
Oh my
feeling
god. Yeah,
neglected, but it's all because you're taking care of a small child,
yeah,
babysitting.
yeah. But anyways, let's get into the plot.
Yeah.
We'll let Katie get into this time.
Okay, so Mom Loves Me After All. It tells the story of the Kitty family, or should I say the White family?
The White family. That's a
The
very
White
appropriate name.
family.
A very appropriate name because they are literally white cats. Very
Yeah.
appropriate name.
And they are babysitting, and most of the attention goes to the baby because
Who's, by the way, her name is Juliana Scott, by the way. I just had to throw that out.
oh Julie. Okay,
Mm.
so most of the attention goes to Juliana Scott, which makes Hello Kitty
Neglected.
feel neglected, left out, and jealous. And one day when her parents were supposed to pick her up from school, they never came. So what does she do? She runs away.
She runs away like the cardinal sin that every 7 or 8 year old would do, that every young child would do.
She got on a train and went to her grandparents.
Yeah, which I do have to point out was a very smart move she made. Instead of like staying out on the streets, she went to someone she trusts.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
goes to someone that she trusted, she knew that could trust her, and that she trusted as well. It's a very well told, and I will get into that soon. But we're gonna continue the plot, and then we're gonna get into what makes this so close to masterful. I'll tell you why it says close to masterpiece and not actual masterpiece soon, but it's
Well,
close, very close to
after
masterpiece.
they tell Hello Kitty a story about the past of their parents, which leads to time travel for some reason.
We'll get to that in a moment.
Uh,
Yeah.
but after that sequence, she realizes that they love her,
Hmm.
and, like, she kind of calls them. They reunite, and yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really does. So I want to go into. I have a bunch of notes here. Like I wrote like 7 notes. Like there was a lot of notes. I'm gonna go in order of how I did it. So here are the things that I loved most about it. one of the things I absolutely loved about this is the depiction of feeling neglected, and it feels very realistic. Like, have you ever had that feeling that you feel neglected by your family or friends?
Mhm.
This
Hmm.
anime, I'm just gonna call it, this anime dives into that pretty deeply as well. It dives pretty deep into it, which I was pretty impressed by. I was just so impressed when I first saw it. I was extremely impressed by how they did it. It's very well told. It's a well told story, very well told. Old yeah, it's a well told story. It's very well written. You can tell the people at Sanrio really wanted to make a good story and not just have her just plastered in there just for the marketing sake. They actually had an actual story to tell, and they wanted to
Mhm.
do her justice. This doesn't feel like something that was just made to make money. No, it was actually made with genuine effort and care. Something you don't see in kids shows very often today.
And
So,
Teen
Yeah.
Titans Go.
And Paw Patrol.
hey, yeah, maybe, yeah, yeah.
Ugh.
Um, Teen Titans Go. Oh, yep, yeah, but like kids shows today just don't go into that. They try and be too flashy. Cocomelon. um,
Ugh.
Cocomelon treatment.
Coco Melon treatment.
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 But anyways, yeah, I don't watch Cocomelon. But anyways, I love that it tackles the concept of feeling neglected and how it doesn't how it can feel and how people can just have people hate feeling neglected and how neglect is a real problem in today's society and stuff like that. And this video I think is very relevant today because it's very much fits with today's society, especially now. I think it's more relevant now than ever. It's very strong storytelling, and I love that. The other thing I want to talk about is the realistic reactions that Hello Kitty and Mimi have. I want to shout out Mimi as well, because Mimi is um is trying to adapt to this. She's adapting to this very well. She clearly doesn't seem at all too worried, and she's kind of like the more mature one, understanding the situation, while Hello Kitty, on the other hand, is not taking the is not taking the situation very well and is just sad. And that crying image of her right there under the blankets, right there, just shows the just how heart wrenching it is. You just look at that picture and you just can't help but feel bad because it's just sad. Um,
One
so
thing, one thing I like, sorry, but
sorry.
one thing I like about the depiction of how she feels, they don't make her disrespectful about it. They make her react like how a genuine child would react instead of being like, "Oh, I hate you," like other kids shows do.
Yeah.
I just feel like that's appreciated.
Yeah, I appreciate that so much. They didn't go the cliched route. Again, this was made back in like 1992 is when it originally came out in Japan. So this came out back in like 1992. So like when kids shows were actually legitimately good. It was released in 1995 in America, but like yeah, that's back when kids shows were actually legitimately good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, this is just genuinely one of the most sweetest like, and I'm just going to say this is unironically one of the best stories of family ever. And next, I gotta shout out the emotional aspect of the film, or the anime, whatever. Like the emotional aspect of this anime, it hits on the emotional level. Like it hits very hard on the emotional level.
It
Hmm.
made me because when I was little, I kind of felt like this too. I felt like my little brother, Isaac, the one that I introduced in my video.
Yep.
When I was little, I didn't really like it that I had a younger brother because I felt like mom and dad weren't gonna pay attention to me, but
Yeah.
they still do.
Yeah. That's see, like if you're a older sibling, you will definitely relate to this a lot more. I'm the younger sibling, so I didn't resonate with it as much, but I did
Yeah.
resonate with the part where she ran away. Like I used to do that a lot because I felt neglected before, or so like I used to run away a lot when I was little. One time I had the police called on me, so it was it was a very stressful moment in my life. Those were stressful moments, but like my parents reminded me that's all going to be okay. That I was going to be okay. And can I also mention the fact that they gave her a mouth was actually, I think it was a very good decision because it helps her express a lot more emotion. You can understand her more.
Yeah, even though even though it's kind of a little bit weird considering she usually doesn't have a
Mouth.
mouth, as seen here.
Yeah,
But
she
I
doesn't
do
have
feel
a
like
mouth.
giving her a mouth really helps.
Yeah, it definitely could be a
Yeah.
little off-putting to some people because you're not used to it, but it actually helped out a lot because you can actually understand better, and it's just absolutely wholesome. I absolutely love it. And it did like it was very close. Like I almost cried like twice. It was a very emotional anime. Like it just shows the yeah, it just shows that like don't underestimate her cuteness. Like she can tug on your heartstrings if she has to. And I
Yeah,
love
I
that.
was close to crying too.
Like this was a very
Um,
very wholesome video. I like it.
Now, there are a lot of, like, the whole film is basically a lot of pros, but there is
Oh
only one con
yeah.
that we need to talk
The
about.
only con that I have is, first of all, well, I have two like tiny cons. First of all, they cut out to like 5 minutes. The original anime in Japan was like 30 minutes, and here in America it was cut down to like 25 minutes, which may not seem like much, but in retrospect, they really didn't. This is like the problem I have with all of them. And this is like the one problem I have with every single one of them. They just unnecessarily cut stuff out, and I don't know why. It's kind of
I
dumb.
feel like I feel like those missing clips might be lost media soon.
No, I did actually find the Japanese is cut on YouTube, so we do have it.
Oh,
But
okay,
yeah,
never mind.
they really don't need they really did not need to cut out stuff. They didn't need to unnecessarily cut out stuff. It was dumb. But yeah. Um
And then we got the time travel.
the time travel part
Yeah,
was kind
this
of that
scene like confused me because
I
Hello
was
Kitty was
so
there.
I was so confused myself. I was like, okay, you're just wasting our time in there. You're just wasting our Kitty. You're wasting my time. You don't need to be there. I get why, but like she really didn't need to be there. It was very distracting.
Yeah, it could have just been a story on its own,
Yeah,
but
and
getting her in
you know something, it would have made it more impactful if it was just a story on its own. It would have been more emotionally effective.
yeah.
I feel like it would have been better if Kitty just wasn't in that scene.
I agree. Like like sorry, I yawned there, but yeah, it would have made it more sense, and it would have had probably a more emotional impact if I'm being fair.
It's like putting an apple in a bucket of oranges. It just stands out too much.
It just stands out a little too much, and yeah. But I also want to talk about the themes of family. This has to be one of the best stories of family I've ever watched. Unironically, one of the best stories of family. Like it's up there with The Incredibles and like other films like that, like Encanto and stuff. It's up there with some of the best family stories.
Yeah.
It makes me feel kind of makes me feel comforted, oddly.
It's a very it's a very cozy story.
Yeah.
And I also want to talk about how it relates to many people because again, if you're an older sibling, like this could relate to you in a way like you feel jealous and you don't feel loved as well. So like yeah, that's a really good story. And just in general, you can just feel how someone could relate to it. I certainly related to it in a way. Yeah.
Mhm.
And I also want to talk about Hello Kitty's voice in this video because her voice actress just gives such a phenomenal performance. It sounded genuine. Like you could tell she was really really enjoying the role and really wanted to give her justice. And I appreciate it. It's just she's just so talented. Just got to give a
It
lot of talent.
it sounded like an actual child, which kind of added to the whole
Yeah.
emotional aspect.
Which
It's
added and it also added to just how talented she sounded.
and cute.
And adorable. It was so wholesome.
Her
Like
little umbrella.
oh, the umbrella. The umbrella scene at the end is just put a smile on my face. Like just so
Yeah.
sweet. Super cute. Very adorable. Like that's the charm of it all. Like, just it's not really just about the cuteness of it. It's really just about the. It's more or less just about the emotions that you get out of it. It's more or less about the themes of family, and I love that.
Mm-hmm.
And even with those tiny little hiccups, I still personally think that Hello Kitty and Friends Mom Loves Me After All is a borderline masterpiece of animation. A borderline
9
masterpiece.
I, as a Sanrio enthusiast, give it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, same here. Like, very close to a 10. Like, if I was saying it, like, if I had to go specific, it would have been like a 9.999 out of 10. It is so close to a 10. Those two little cons just really, it kind of dragged it down just a little and were a little too distracting. But it's still really good in OVA. I highly recommend it. Even if you're not a Sanrio enthusiast or Hello Kitty enthusiast, I really do think this is worth watching for everyone because everyone's going to get something out of this.
Especially when you have a kid that's, oh my god, my dogs. Especially when you have a kid who's about to be an older sibling but not handling it well. Like,
Exactly.
a little kid though. But it's for
So,
everyone, as Ian
Very,
said.
very, very highly recommend it for everyone because it's a really, really strong story about family. Again, as I mentioned, one unironically stories of family. It's up there with The Incredibles and Encanto. I love this film. I really do love it. And yeah, very strong 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
Rowdy, can you not bark during recording, please?
It's hey, we needed some
Welcome
comedy.
back to an episode of Little and Rio's Talkative Dogs.
They bark at existence. Help me. Right as I said that! Right as I said that, Rowdy! Are you kidding me?
oh, oh boy. But
Anyways, my ranking, I'd give this a 9.8 out of 10.
it's really strong.
I mean, I definitely agree with some of the issues. Like, the time travel scene did confuse me with Hello Kitty being there. And, the part with the cutting scenes out from, like, the different international versions. I haven't seen the Japanese dub, so I don't really care at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love the story. Tells us about love and family. Tells you that love is always there, no matter what happens.
And again, as I mentioned, everyone needs to see this. I don't think it gets enough attention, even in the Sanrio community. If you're a Sanrio fan, please go watch this. There's several uploads of it on YouTube, so you can just watch it on YouTube. It is on YouTube, so you can go watch it there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just so good. Like, it's very well preserved for good reason, and I really like it. So yeah, that's all I gotta say.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
Yep, that's gonna be it for this movie review. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you again real soon.
Bye!